Morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So, our topic for today is women's human rights. Numerous international and regional instruments have drawn attention to gender-related dimensions of human rights issues. The most important being the UN Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, also known as CEDAW, or it was adopted in 1979. So, through the years, United Nations invented an organization which acts and help from for the women's human rights, which is now called the CEDAW, which fights for the women's rights. So, it established, as it said, it said, it was established in 1979. In 1993, 45 years after the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted, and 8 years after CEDAW entered into force, the UN World Conference on Human Rights in Vienna confirmed that human rights were human rights. That this statement was even necessary is striking. Women's status as human beings entitled to rights should have never been in doubt, and yet this was a step forward in recognizing the rightful claims of one half of humanity, in identifying neglect of women's rights as human rights violation, and in drawing attention to the relationship between gender and human rights violations. In spite of these international agreements, the denial of women's basic human rights is persistent and widespread. For instance, over 500,000 women continue to die each year from pregnancy and childbirth-related causes. Rates of HIV infection among women are rapidly increasing. Among those 15 to 24 years of age, young women now constitute the majority of those newly infected, in part because of their economic and social vulnerability. Gender-based violence kills and disables as many women between the ages of 15 and 44 as cancer. More often than not, perpetrators go unpunished. Worldwide, women twice as likely as men to be illiterate. As a consequence of their working conditions and characteristics, a disproportionate number of women are impoverished in both developing and developed countries. Despite some progress in women's wages in 1990s, women still earn less than men even for similar kinds of work. So what they are asking is women equality, men and women equality. While progress has been made in some areas, many of the challenges and obstacles identified in 1995 still remain. In addition, the new challenges for women's empowerment and gender equality that have emerged over the past decade, such as the feminization of the AIDS epidemic, feminization of migration, and increasing of trafficking on women, need to be more effectively addressed.